On a Thursday evening in downtown Seattle, the lights inside the 34th floor of Solvex Technologies flickered like a dying heartbeat. People froze, engineers, analysts, interns clutching half-finished coffee, all staring at the monitors that suddenly shifted from glowing dashboards to a cold, empty darkness. A silence wrapped the office like plastic, suffocating and tight. Then the alarms started. The app, Solvex's crown jewel, the one that pulled in $100 million a year, had gone offline. Globally, for continents, 22 million users, zero functionality. And in the CEO's office, a man in a $5,000 suit screamed loud enough to shake the glass walls. Find out WHO did this. Now, his voice echoed across the office floors, bouncing off the steel beams like a broken siren. But he already knew who did it. He knew the exact pair of hands that built this empire, the same hands that now held the kill switch. Quinn Slate, the girl he fired through a 6-line email while she was on a beach vacation. The girl he thought would cry, disappear, or beg. He wasn't expecting her to smile, close her laptop, and whisper, "You shouldn't have underestimated me. My name is Quinn Slate, and before this entire mess began, I used to believe I was lucky. Lucky to work for a company that used buzzwords like innovation, disruption, and were a family in every meeting. Lucky to be the youngest lead engineer Solvex Technologies had ever promoted. Lucky to be the kind of girl who coded fast, thought faster, and kept her head down. I was 26, a coffee addict, and the kind of nerd who brought noise-canceling headphones to parties just in case things got too social. My superpower: I don't forget anything. Not logic branches. Not architecture designs. Not the exact tone someone uses when they underestimate me. And I especially never forget betrayals. I spent 3 years building Solvex's flagship product, a real-time, predictive commerce algorithm that analyzed micro-trends faster than any competitor. It was my baby. My fingerprints were embedded in every line of code. And the CEO, Reid Harper, knew that. Reid was tall, charismatic, and aggressively confident, like a politician who had accidentally wandered into the tech world and decided to stay because the lighting made his jawline look good. He called me, kiddo. He called my work, resource output. And he called himself, the visionary. But he never, not once, called me what I truly was. The architect of his entire damn company. 2.1 The email that changed everything. I was in Hawaii when it happened. My first vacation in 3 years. My first week without debugging someone else's panic. My first time sleeping more than 6 hours. I was sipping pineapple juice, sand between my toes, when my phone buzzed. From Reid Harper. Subject: Organizational restructuring. Message: Quinn, due to shifting budget priorities, your role has been eliminated effective immediately. HR will reach out regarding offboarding. RH. 6 lines. No explanation. No phone call. No acknowledgement of the 70-hour weeks, the all-nighters, the birthday I spent fixing server crashes while he partied with investors. Just 6 lines and a digital punch to the stomach. I stared at the email. Then I laughed, not because it was funny, but because the alternative was screaming. Then I read it again. And something inside me clicked, a slow, deliberate, mechanical click. He fired me, while I was on vacation. Using my own product to justify it. My product. And that's when I realized something important. He thought firing me removed his problem. He didn't realize he just created one. You see, Solvex didn't own all the code. They owned most of it. But a crucial part, the licensing algorithm that authenticated every API request, was mine. My personal proprietary module. The one I built before joining Solvex. The one they licensed from me annually. Reid always said he'd buy it out someday, but he never got around to it. Which meant one very simple, beautiful thing. By firing me, he violated every clause of the licensing contract. The moment HR disabled my access, the license automatically expired. And when a license expires, the system shuts down. Not immediately, not visibly, but slowly, quietly, like a fuse burning under the floorboards. He fired the person who held the fuse. And the match. And the gasoline. On the plane ride home, I opened my laptop and checked the system logs. The license had already begun its expiration cascade. Once the cascade finished, the entire app would go dark: authentication, data flow, user dashboards, everything. But I had one choice left. Push the cascade into immediate effect. A manual command. A single keystroke. One irreversible moment. I hovered over the terminal, fingers still slightly sticky from spilled pineapple juice. And I whispered, "You shouldn't have fired me, Reid." Then I hit enter. Seattle was asleep when Solvix's servers began to choke. Authentication requests looped into dead ends. Data streams froze mid-calculation. User interfaces flickered to black. Interns panicked. All because the CEO fired the wrong girl. 4.1 Reed's meltdown. Reed called me at 5:12 a.m. I let it ring. Then I picked up on the last buzz. Quinn, he barked, what the hell is happening to my app? I sipped coffee. What's happening is that the license expired. You need to fix it. I'm not employed by Solvix anymore. You fired me, remember? While I was on vacation. That was a misunderstanding. No, I said, smiling, it was an error. And now all your users are seeing the consequences. His voice cracked. Quinn, please. That felt good. Really good. But not enough. Reed, I said softly, you should have talked to me before you tried to erase me. Then I hung up. Investors pulled out. The board demanded answers. Employees panicked on LinkedIn. Screenshots of the blackout trended on Twitter. Competitors celebrated. And Reed tried everything. Calling, emailing, threatening, begging. I ignored him. The world learned a brutal lesson. Never fire the person who built the thing your entire company relies on. 2 days later, HR emailed. Then the CFO. Then the board. Then the board's lawyers. They all wanted one thing. Me. Suddenly I wasn't eliminated. Suddenly I was critical talent. Suddenly they were reevaluating my value. I laughed so hard I nearly spilled my coffee. Restore the system, the board begged, and we'll offer you anything you want. Anything. I wanted 3 things. 1. Reed's resignation. 2. A 7-figure settlement. They tried to negotiate. They tried to threaten. They tried to reason. In the end, they folded. Because they needed me. And they finally admitted it. The boardroom was cold and glossy, like a shark's smile. Reed sat at the far end, pale and hollow-eyed. He looked 10 years older than he did 3 days earlier. I walked in wearing the one thing he never expected to see on me. Confidence. Quinn, he said quietly. I didn't respond. I just sat down, opened my laptop, and placed my phone on the table. The board chair spoke. Ms. Slate, the terms have been approved. Once you restore system functionality, we will countersign. I nodded. Typed 3 commands. Hit enter. The screens around the room lit up. The app was back online. Reed exhaled like he'd been underwater. He stood. Quinn, I said. Apologies don't fix what you broke. The board chair slid a folder across the table. Mr. Harper, she said, you are relieved of your position effective immediately. Reed's face collapsed. I didn't smile. Not yet. I just raised an eyebrow and said, next time, Reed, treat your people better. Especially the ones who write your code. Solvix paid me a severance package so large it felt illegal. I took my code with me, every module, every algorithm, every blueprint. And I started my own company. 6 months later, I launched an improved version of the product, sleek, fast, and ethically built. It exploded in popularity. I hired former Solvix employees. I treated them like humans, not output machines. And I made sure no one would ever feel disposable the way I once did. Reed, meanwhile, disappeared from the tech world. Rumor says he tried to start a consulting firm. It didn't go well. Sometimes justice isn't loud. Sometimes revenge isn't fire. Sometimes it's simply watching someone fall into the hole they dug for you. As for me, I go to the beach every year now. I drink pineapple juice. And whenever I open my laptop, I smile. Because I know exactly how much power sits beneath my fingertips.